Hi everyone, I'm Malu Gatto. I am Assistant Professor of Latin American Politics and Admissions Tutor here at the Institute of the Americas at UCL. I'm here today to talk a little bit about the undergraduate essay. What is it? How to prepare for it. So let's get started. So unlike other essays that you might have been accustomed to write for school, the undergraduate essay is an essay where you will have to have a very cohesive argument of your own. And essentially what this means is that you'll either be given an essay question or prompt, or you will be asked to come up with your own essay question. And in your essay, you're then expected to provide a very clear argument answering this question, and then to use the academic scholarship to answer this, support your argument. And so in other words, the academic scholarship might actually hold quite heterogeneous views on a particular topic, and it will be your role to then disentangle what is said in the literature and then use specific pieces to justify your argument, and in doing so, saying why your argument is perhaps stronger than alternative explanations of something, to analyze, critically assess the assumptions, the data, the argument that particular authors are making in order to support your own points. And so the essay here, the precondition of the essay is really all of the reading that you'll be doing for your classes, and then of course beyond what's on the reading list for these classes is the reading that you'll be doing to answer particular essay questions. So reading is quite important here as a preparation for you to be writing appropriate, successful undergraduate essays. So let me just spend a few moments on reading and then get to essay structure or techniques to write an excellent undergraduate essay. So with reading, I'm a political scientist, and so I'll talk about this from a political scientist's perspective, but you'll be able to employ this for history essays or for other essays during the course. But as a political scientist, one of the things that I do when I get a political science article or book is that I try to understand what is the argument, what is the argument trying to do, and I do that by trying to focus on what is the argument trying to explain, and then what are the factors that the authors identify as explaining this particular outcome. And so again, I try to look at what is the outcome and what are the factors that are being used to explain it. This already gives me a sense of, where is the author coming from? What is the perspective that the author is coming from to explain a particular outcome? Now, the more articles that I read or books, I'll be able to then focus on this is the particular outcome that they're trying to explain. So say quality of democracy, for example, and these are all of the factors that they're giving for me to explain it. And the more that I read, the more variation there will be on the factors. And so for instance, a particular author may focus on poverty and inequality as a factor that explains the quality of democracy, while others may focus on electoral institutions. And again, these are two very different types of factors, and yet they're explaining the same outcome. And so as I'm doing the reading, I'm trying to understand, categorize, but also map what's out there in the literature. And this is really important because this then comes in quite handy when you're writing essays and trying to figure out how your own argument fits into this broader scholarship. Again, an example here from political science, but that really applies to whichever topic or essay you're writing, because the idea really is to understand the literature, to identify the patterns in the literature, and then to be able to say, where is it that you and your argument fits within this literature? Okay, so now that we've spoken about how your readings actually fit into essay writing, let me talk about some of the strategies employing own writing that are very useful. So first, let's think about structure. And so the undergraduate essay, but really academic writing, tends to have a very clear systematic structure. And so the first thing is to have a very clear thesis statement, and this will essentially summarize what your argument is. And this should come in the introduction of your essay. The idea is that the reader can then start reading your essay and straight away know what is the answer to the question. So what is it that this essay is trying to do? Okay, so now that you have a thesis statement, you would then have body paragraphs that are relating back, always referring back to the thesis statement by providing evidence to support it. So it's always good to have strong topic sentences that essentially summarize what is the information within each paragraph. I always actually like to start with an essay outline, and what I mean by the outline is actually just bullet points where I have on top my thesis statement, so this is the argument, and then I put in all of the topic sentences of each one of the paragraphs that I plan on writing. And the idea here is that this very short outline already gives me an overview of, well, this is my argument. Is it really answering the question that I was asked or the question that I derived? And then each of the body paragraphs or each of the topic sentences allow you to see, well, is each plan paragraphs really helping me support my thesis statement? Are they in the most obvious, coherent order? Is reordering them, would it be useful to help clarify the argument, to help build the argument in a more appropriate manner? And so this outline is very useful, is a very useful exercise, because before I even start writing the essay, I can already check whether, one, I'm properly answering the essay question by, with my argument, and then two, seeing whether all of the planned paragraphs that I have, whether all of my topic sentences are really helping me support my argument. And if they aren't, I should just get rid of them and come up with new topic sentences and planned paragraphs that will really help me support my argument. One of the things that you'll see is that for all of your essays, you're going to have a word limit. And so each word really counts. Each paragraph should count. And so you shouldn't be writing paragraphs that are not helping you make that argument. Citations are, of course, very important for your academic undergraduate essays. And so going back to what I was speaking about in the beginning, it's all about, we want to see that you understand the literature and that you're being able to use the literature, critically assess it, and use the literature to support your argument. And so academic references are incredibly important to a successful undergraduate essay. What this means is that you should be perhaps starting from the reading list that you'll be assigned for the particular course for which you're writing the essay, but then move on from there to reading, other stuff that hasn't been assigned, showing that you're doing your own research and that you're also able to identify readings beyond those that were assigned to you. A good way to start that is actually by going to the bibliography of the readings that were assigned and checking out those sources first, and then checking the bibliography of those readings as well. Google Scholar is always a great way a great tool as well because it allows you to actually filter by publication date. And so you see what has been recently published. And we'll go over some other research techniques in class as well, but I just wanted to anticipate a few things. And so, okay, so reading is really important, and identifying, what is it, mapping out the scholarship about a particular topic, and being able to tell where is it that you and your argument fit into it. Structure is really important, and then citations are really important. In respect to citations, I would recommend as a best practice already having a citation management system that will help you more easily cite systematically throughout your undergraduate papers. And so these are things like Zotero, Mendeley. There are multiple software that you can use that will allow you to more easily include citations in your essays. Is there anything else? I actually can't think of anything else right now in terms of, the main building blocks of your essays. Knowing the academic literature, showing that you know the academic literature by appropriately citing it, and then having an essay structure that very clearly and systematically argues, it structures your argument. And so that's for me today. I hope that this was useful, and please get in touch in case you have any other questions about essay writing or any other undergraduate skills. So I hope to see you all very soon in our classes. Bye.